Okay, so I'm supposed to have some function p of t that gives somebody's blood pressure in, I don't know, whatever units blood pressure in.
Millimeters of mercury.
Millimeters of mercury. And it's 100 minus 20 cosine of 8 pi over 3 t's. So what do you think here?
You just shift it up.
Yeah, so graph it, right? So 100's your mid, 20's your amplitude.
It's flipped, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a flip in there, right? So this isn't cosine, that's my rule. It's minus cosine, that's my rule, kind of. And what about this 8 pi over 3t thing? What's that doing? Yeah, that's some kind of horizontal compress, right? And that's a multiplied by what? Yeah, if I want to figure out the change, that's a 3 over 8 pi multiplication, right? You guys all see that? Okay, so let's pull the period out of that a different way than we did last time. So what's the period here?
2 pi times 3 over 8 pi.
Perfect. It's 2 pi times the compression factor.
3/4.
So that'll be 3 over 4.
Which is 3/4 seconds.
Which is 3/4 of, yeah, that's actually an interesting question. What's the t in this? T is in seconds. Why is it 3/4 of a second between? No? Okay, cool, let's graph it and then maybe we can figure it out. So I need my midline at 100.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what? Amplitude of 20. So we're going to go down to 80, up to, no, I went up to 60 something. Okay, so we're going to oscillate between 80 and 120. And where do we start? What happens when?
At 80. It's a negative cosine.
Good. When t is 0, right? That's cosine of 0 is 1. So I got 100 minus 20. Really the rules of minus cosine, right? So it's going to look like a flipped over cosine graph. Okay, so if it looks like flipped over cosine, it does this. And what does your period information tell you?
It ends at 3 pi over 2.
No,
No.
3/4.
Yeah, 1 period is 3/4, right? So where's a period from this bottom of this trough?
The bottom of the next one.
Good, perfect. Bottom of the next trough is at 3/4. You guys see that? We could check that by plugging 3/4 in there, right? If I plug 3/4 in here, I get 8 pi over 3 times 3 over 4. Some 3's onesie out, some 4's onesie out, you get 2 pi in there, right? 2 pi is the same, well, not the same angle, but it's coterminal with 0, right? So you get the same sine or cosine value.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does this thing say now? It says it wants to give me the period, amplitude, and practical significance. Okay, so the period's 3/4. What was the amplitude?
20.
20. Okay, so I stated them. What are their practical significance?
Amplitude would be how hard your heart is pumping.
Kinda.
Or is it the amount of whatever it is?
So this is blood pressure, right? So the dumbest possible interpretation, right, is just amplitude's the up and down that this thing has off the mid, right?
Increase in blood pressure.
So this is sort of how much your blood pressure varies. You guys see that? Like your blood pressure varies by 20,
What's the,
kind of from time to time.
how come it says P and then in parentheses it says in millimeters of mercury? Where's the mercury come into play with the blood pressure?
Oh, the mercury is how you measure pressure.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So let's see. So that's my amplitude, right? My amplitude is your blood pressure varies by 20 millimeters of mercury. What's my periods interpretation? What's 3/4 of a second? In terms of, I don't know, something that might be important to blood pressure. Why is your blood pressure going up and down?
Because your heart beat.
Yeah, your heart beats, right?
So the period is your heart.
And so
Mhm.
your heartbeat spikes, right? Right? So your heart's kind of relaxed, beats, blood pressure spikes, relaxes, blood pressure goes down, beats, spikes, right? So this thing here, right? That's your heart rate. Yeah, that's 3 beats per 4 seconds. Cool. You guys see that? So that one at least is interesting. This amplitude thing is maybe less interesting unless you care how much your measurement error is likely to be, in which case this sort of matters. Cool. Questions, things?
You said 3 beats per 4 seconds?
Yeah.
It's 45 beats per minute. That's not very fast.
Yeah. Resting. Low resting heart rate. I don't know.
Sleeping.
Yeah, 45 beats per minute is sort of
A little low.
somebody who's really fit, cardio fit.
Yeah.
Like runners often have that kind of depressed heart rate.
Right, yeah.